That one. There she is. I don't know that one would have gone to YouTube.
Where would
It
it
might
be?
just be stored locally.
Okay,
I'll find out and
Great.
if we have the recording, we'll send it out.
okay, great.
That was the September 8th
Yeah,
meeting.
yeah.
Mhm. Okay.
okay. I'll call the Human Resources and Public Works Committee to order. The agenda is quite small. Did you check that out?
Yeah,
Did I get a motion to approve?
move to approve the agenda.
It's been moved to approve the agenda. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the same. The agenda is approved. Our next item is call to the public. Do we have any public online?
There is not at this time, Mr. Chairman.
No. Okay. Then our next item is consider approving zoning amendment 23.03 to rezone the subject property from commercial industrial C1 to general commercial C1. And authorize the board chair to sign the same. There's a subtle distinction between the commercial
CI
industrial.
and C1.
Oh, I see.
It's very subtle.
Okay, CI. Okay.
Yep.
Okay, thanks.
It is.
Well, we have just the airport here to give us a slowdown on this. Hi, Tim.
Hi there, this is another piece of property. We just did two rezonings in this same kind of quarter section here about a month and a half or 2 months ago. This area was originally zoned all CI. Our CI district in our zoning ordinance is a kind of a quasi commercial industrial district, sort of a mixed use district.
Mhm.
One of the things that we've noticed as this has started to develop on us a little bit is that the CI classification doesn't allow for any of the special use permit activities that are allowed in the commercial district or in the industrial district. It only allows for their permitted uses that are in those two districts
Okay.
within the CI. So the last few of these have the applicant has been looking towards a special use type of an activity, which is very similar. It just needs more discretion at the planning commission level to ensure compliance with the ordinance. So they've wanted those two things in the CI district. It just doesn't allow it. So what they've done is they've just rezoned out to be either a commercial district or an industrial district. So there's a kind of a CI mixed use district there, and then there are individual parcels within that are either commercial or industrial. So they kind of fit well together. There's some continuity with them, but we have to rezone them to be able to allow these applicants to do what they want to do from a special use standpoint.
Okay,
I think we'll study this a little further as we go along. If we continue to develop out there, and may consider doing something different, like changing the ordinance to add some special uses to the CI district. But we just got to see how it develops. When they start to develop like this, they can run all kinds of ways. As soon as we make a change one way, they'll go the other way, you know, so we just want to kind of play with it a little bit. We've had 3 of them in a couple of months here. This one, I believe they're looking to, there's a building on the property. It's on Wademan Road. There's currently a building, and I believe it was used for like construction storage, contractor storage type stuff. And he's looking now to, I think, get out of that business and build storage units there. So there would be active storage units there, which it seems like we have quite a few storage unit activities going on out in the Wademan area right now. But they wouldn't be putting them in if they weren't selling them and making money off of
Right,
them.
right.
So,
And
Mhm.
the huge one that McGurk built right here on 20.
yep,
I think it's full.
that's because we've built, there's one
That's a
on,
lot of units.
there is, there's one on Wademan Road. Strauss's Masonry right around the corner from this was proposing one. There's one a little ways down the road from this one. But again, you're close to our lakes. You got Lake Isabella, you got Lake of the Hills there.
Mhm.
You're not far from the northern lakes of Stevenson and Littlefield Lake. So they wouldn't be doing it if they weren't going to make money off of
Right,
it.
right.
And so we think it's a suitable location for it. Planning Commission heard no comment one way or the other on it. There was no written or verbal at the meeting, so they recommended approval to the county board.
Wademan and Johnson.
Yeah, so it's about a mile out of Wademan itself to the east.
Yeah. There a body shop or something? right
There is actually right next door to that train wreck of a body shop going. There's a
Okay.
lot of cars there, a lot of cars
Mhm.
there. They do a great business. But there's a lot of extra.
A lot of
cars.
inventory.
A lot of-
Yes.
Tim, you would have no idea what they're looking at right now. But as I look through here, it occurs to me, the zoning map isn't in the packet that they're looking at. And I'm thinking, I know you probably sent it to Brian, but can you connect with Brian just to make sure that for the board packet next Tuesday, it's part of the attachment? Because it's so much more meaningful to the conversation
Sure.
to see that map. I think we do usually have it as part of the attachment. We just
Yep.
missed that.
Usually,
Yeah,
We just
Yeah,
missed
yeah.
it.
That's what I thought.
yeah, here, this is it right here.
Oh, okay.
So you see along Wademan Road, here's the body shop,
Oh,
J&J
yeah.
Auto.
Yep.
Johnson Road over here. So directly next door, and this is the building they have out there. There is, we're currently in communication with them. We learned of how much was really there, as we got going with this
Sure.
Oh,
here.
okay.
We've sent
Yeah.
them out a letter and asked them to come in and talk to us, because when they got their approval back nearly 20 years ago, they were supposed to have all of their stock behind completely enclosed fence.
Oh,
And so
Yep.
they don't, so it'll help. And so we've sent them a letter asking them to contact us just to come in and kind of work through some of that stuff with us, and hopefully we get a little bit of that cleaned up. They've got some sales vehicles up front
Mhm.
here. It's this stuff that kind of tends to, agitate neighbors into a
Mhm.
junky feel. It's not a junkyard. They do a great business. They do a ton of business out there.
Yeah.
So we just want to get them in and kind of walk through that with them. Right?
anything else?
Nope.
Okay, I'll make a motion, Mr. Chairman, that we consider approving zoning amendment number 23-03 to rezone the subject property from commercial industrial CI to general commercial C1 and authorize the board chair to sign the official zoning map.
Support. It's been moved and supported to move item 4 to the work and regular session of the county commission next week. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the same. The motion carries. Item 4 will be forwarded to next week's county commission meetings. Okay,
Thank you.
thanks, Tim.
Yeah, you too. I'll see you.
Oh, see you later. Yeah.
Okay, our next item is consider approving the agreement between Isabella County Northern Analytical Services LLC for asbestos testing in the amount of $10,400 and authorize the board chair to sign the same. And Steve Schumacher is here, facilities director. Boy, has to be done before anything, right?
It does. As you can read in there, the EPA has stated that building owners are required in the contract to determine if asbestos is present before any construction can be or renovation taking place. So I got with Northern Analytical Services. They were the one that I got the lead on from Johnson Controls. The financial impact of $10,400. There's probably 250 different samples that they've located while they're up there. And it was a little ridiculous to me because I'm a little bit naive about it, that if you checked one pipe joint, you would think all the other ones were used the same material, but not necessarily. So they did test every pipe joint,
Yep.
there's a lot of them. But if we're gonna do any kind of renovations up there now in the future, whatever, this will have to take place before we could.
We run into that all the time at the university.
I'll bet.
Glue pots, you have to test them because sometimes they're hot, oftentimes they're not.
Yeah, one example he gave me, they went into a school and they did, tell me it was 66 samples. They didn't have a single hot until the 33rd one.
Mhm.
So you never really know.
Yeah.
So I guess if we're gonna move forward, and we know we're gonna have to move forward on this, this is gonna
Yeah.
have to take place.
Yeah.
Mhm.
How come this came up now? I mean, not before. We didn't we do some stuff before, like fix chillers or anything like that?
We just replaced the compressor up there,
Okay.
but we didn't go in and start tearing
The
stuff.
stirring
Oh,
ducts and
okay,
the
I
stirring.
get it.
Yeah.
Get
Yep.
to that level and then,
Yep.
And at first, I don't remember how many samples they suggested at first. And it was a lot cheaper, but they wouldn't guarantee, it was just a sample. And
Mhm.
so this, I think, closes the door on it. It's obviously a big price tag, but
We've done our due diligence this way to make sure that.
I think the first quote was when he just had a rough idea based on the equipment, and then when he physically came and started inspecting, he's like, oh my God, okay, here. And when he started counting, I just couldn't, there was quite a few samples that need to be taken.
mm,
So I didn't get a chance to read through this. Is this just for inspection and identification? Or is there removal?
No
No
removal,
removal.
no, this
Okay.
is just testing.
Okay.
and we've only looked at this company because this is the company that JCI had recommended to us. So I think even in your staff report, you wrote maybe one of the alternatives was to look at other companies. So we could, as far as the procurement, this would be just Director Shoemaker reaching out, phone calls, getting a written quote from them kind of thing, not an RFP. This doesn't rise to that level, but I think as an alternate, we could look at that, but
I mean, I struggled looking on the web for asbestos testing companies in the area, and that's why when I went to Johnson's and asked them who they recommended.
there you go. That feels better, knowing that feels better.
Yeah.
I mean, like I said, they've tested 16, I think they did samples down in the boiler room and somewhere else upstairs, but they didn't test everything. And I'm thinking, okay, my argument was if they built it, they're gonna use the same products, I would think, all the way throughout it, but that's not gonna fly. It has to be every joint, every sample has to be tested to make sure. So I would be willing to be pretty confident there's none up there, but until we do this, we don't know.
So for
We
sure,
can't verify
yeah.
that to any contractor.
Right, right. Yep. Yep. Okay, I'll make a motion then that we consider approving the agreement between Isabella County and Northern Analytical Services LLC for asbestos testing in the amount of $10,400 and authorize the board chair to sign the same.
Support. It's been moved and supported to move item 5 to the work and regular session of the county commission next Tuesday. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, opposed the same. The ayes carry. Item 5 will be forwarded to next week's county commission meetings.
Thank you.
Thanks, Dave.
Thanks for doing the legwork on that. I said, thanks for doing the legwork on that. We forgot to mention legal's been through this and
And
reviewed, and this is-
I actually mentioned that when they sent the original contract, Mr. Perone had a little bit of issue with some of the wording, so Tim drafted us a contract with the counties, so to say. So that's what you would be signing is what he drew up. So as soon as they sent that to Northern Analytical, I had a response like that, so they had no issue with it whatsoever.
Great.
thank
Glad
you
I
for
brought
all
that
that.
up.
Mhm.
Hi, Jen.
Good morning.
Our next item is consider approving the issuance of a commitment letter to Union Township regarding the proper operation and maintenance of the Commission on Aging Pavilion Sewer System and authorize the board chair to sign the same. Jen Crawford is here today, Director of Commission on Aging, to give us the background on this. Hi.
Hi there. So JBS is still working on trying to get their permits for the pavilion in Union Township. And so this is our latest hoop. Now the township is requiring a commitment letter from the county saying that we are going to properly operate and maintain the sewer system now that's being installed with the project. And it had to be, we had to have it signed, notarized, and registered at the County Register of Deeds, which is, so the Tim Perone drafted the letter for us, thank goodness. I thought it meant to be on letterhead, nope.
We got through it.
Yeah,
We worked
I
through it.
didn't know what that meant. So it's all ready to just be signed, notarized, and registered with the.
Wow.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
Learning
guess
experience.
Oh my goodness,
You ever
yes.
feel like you'll be a senior by the time the pavilion is done?
So I'm kind of thinking like,
Got a long way to go.
oh my gosh. So I did ask Steve, do you know how to properly maintain and operate this? And he said, yes, they have another one system like this because it's a grinding pump station. Yeah, so
Yeah.
this is
Commissioner Marino and I will be seniors by the time. We're seniors now. You've got a long way to go.
Hopefully JB, the hunter with JBS told me as soon as he has this letter, he has everything else ready to go and he does hope that then he'll have a permit. I think they're still hoping to break some type of ground this fall and get up what they can and then it'll just stop and finish in the spring. Yes, it's been interesting.
I guess. Yes, they want to cover all their bases, don't they?
They sure do. They sure do.
All right, Mr. Chairman, you ready for a motion?
I am.
I'll make a motion that we consider approving the issuance of a commitment letter to Union Township regarding proper operation and maintenance of the Commission on Aging Pavilion Sewer System and authorize the board chair to sign the same.
Support. It's been moved and supported to move. It's been moved and supported to move item 6 to the regular and work session of the county commission next week. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the same. The ayes carry. This item will be forwarded to next week's county commission meetings. Thanks.
Thank
Thank you,
you.
Jeff.
Enjoy your day.
You too, thank you.
Okay, our next is announcements. Any announcements?
I have none.
Okay. Next is call to the public. Any join us online?
There is not at this time, Mr.
Okay.
Chairman.
And that being the case, I'll adjourn the meeting of the Human Resources Public Works Committee meeting.